close over the years, but it's been predominantly one team or another as the victor. And today, Northwestern certainly the favorite, one of the better teams in the Big Ten right now. You know, currently sitting at 4th. Michigan State down there at the bottom tier of the Big Ten and 9th. But this is a Michigan State team who has a lot of the pieces to win more games than they have this season. They just have to put it together.
Walsh has it on the outside for Northwestern, trying to feed inside, going right at D. Hageman, but strong defense from the freshman. And the shot from Shaw is off the mark. Hageman pushing quickly the other way, gets it to the corner. Matilda Eck for 3. That one off the side of the rim, but Eck coming off 27 points, a career high, and the Spartans lost to Ohio State on Wednesday night.
Yeah, that was a career high for her, 27 as a freshman. To see her go out and score 27 like that is pretty cool to see, and that was a really good game for Michigan State against Ohio State. Despite the loss, it was a close one. That's a good Ohio State team. Matilda Eck is certainly someone who Michigan State can rely on in the years to come.
Alicia Smith picks up the foul, trying to come around the screen, knock down Veronica Burton. A lot of screen and movement here for Northwestern early. Burton on the outside, guarded by Clouden. That matchup we talked about to watch all day long. Looking inside for Shaw. It's knocked away by Tamara Farquhar. Short jumper doesn't fall, but an offensive rebound from Shaw. The putback comes down to Tamara Farquhar. Courtney Shaw making an impact on the boards already. Averages just over 9.5 rebounds a game on the season, up there towards the top of the Big Ten.
3rd in the Big Ten in rebounds per game. Michigan State can't give Northwestern free possessions today. They have to limit them to 1 shot per possession.
Alicia Smith too strong from the far corner, and Veronica Burton controls the pace. Burton working on Hageman, going right into her, too strong off the glass. Clouden on the far side doesn't have numbers, and it's knocked away and stolen. This Northwestern team, first in the Big Ten in steals. For a reason, they're always attacking that basketball on the defensive side.
Not only first in the Big Ten in steals, they average 10.5 steals per game. That's an astronomical number.
And the first year, Jillian Brown going on that far side and finishing with the left to put Northwestern in front, 2-0.
And Jillian Brown, the local recruit from East Grand Rapids High School, part of this fantastic freshman core that we see for both teams today.
Clouden steps into a wing three-pointer and knocks it down. Spartans trying to get that ball movement against that zone defense from the Wildcats, and Clouden knocking down her first shot will certainly help. Daly working up top, feeding inside to Shaw. Working on Eck. Post hook doesn't fall, and Tamara Farquhar brings it down. Matilda Eck in transition will slow it down. Clouden, same spot, same result.
Nothing but nylon when you give Nia Clouden that much room. Not a girl you want to let heat up early in the game, too. 6 for her already. Northwestern's going to have to key in on her if they don't want to let this game slip away.
Clouden was in a slump for a little bit of that Ohio State game as well as the entire Purdue game last Sunday, but able to get it back going in the second half, trying to keep that stretch going in this one.
Yeah, just 7 points in that Purdue game. You mentioned that slump that she had, Zach, but she's not a girl who's going to have very many off nights this season.
Hageman tried to throw cross-court pass. It hit off the backboard, but it comes down to Clouden. Eck, penetration, got it tipped. And Northwestern will bring it back the other way. Burton, in and out, slows it down. Walsh can pull it from deep. But that one off the front of the iron, loose ball. Farquhar the first on it. And a jump ball, possession arrow to the Spartans.
Good effort by Tamara Farquhar. Go down there and get that one, grab the possession for Michigan State. Kaylee Walsh, though, who took that last shot for Northwestern, another freshman that we'll see today. First in the Big Ten right now in blocks per game.
And there, she wasn't even the one to come up with the block on that one. Everyone on this Northwestern team can really defend, and that's there. We've said it a lot, we'll say it a lot throughout this broadcast. That is a staple of this Northwestern team, and it's how they like to run their offense and defense, is through their defense. Hageman for 3, stepped on the line, coming back the other way.
back to Northwestern's defense, we mentioned first in the Big Ten in steals, also first in blocks per game. That's not only a result of the Blizzard defense that they play, but they just have a very athletic, fast, and smart roster. A lot of these players, you know, are very smart, talented girls who can play well defensively.
Daly driving on Eck, tough shot, but a rebound to Shaw, and a foul is whistled on Alicia Smith. Not too happy with it, but Smith picks up her second early in this one. She'll have to take a seat, get another look at it here.
I think borderline is the adjective I would use, but as Smith sits down, Parks is going to come in. Tyre Parks standing at 6'3", is the anchor down low for Michigan State coming off the bench.
Walsh pure with the turnaround off the inbounds. And Northwestern cuts the deficit in half, 6-4. Dee Hageman, the freshman, running this offense for Michigan State at the helm. Eck now has it on the wing. A lot of movement from this Northwestern defense. A lot of moving pieces. Parks, swing to Hageman. Drive and kick. Pass was tipped, but it comes to Eck. Shot clock at 3. Farquhar in the lane. Tough shot. Gets it to fall at the shot clock buzzer.
Really good patience by Tamara Farquhar right there. The shot fake got the defender up in the air, frees herself up for a little space, late in the shot clock, didn't panic, didn't hurry it, took her time, knocked down the jumper.
Veronica Burton on the outside. Gives to Daly. Driving, good back cut, finds Courtney Shaw. That little jab to the outside just created the space for her to cut back inside.
And Shaw, great awareness to pay attention to her defender. You see the back of somebody's head. That's your key as a basketball player, to cut towards the basket, find a lane to get there. She does and makes an easy layup.
Clouden had another look from that wing, just couldn't knock that one down. Burton with a head of steam into the basket, but it doesn't fall. Rebound tipped out to Walsh. Tough shot. Doesn't get the roll, but she'll head to the line for 2 free throws and a chance to tie this one up for Northwestern.
Some of the players that they've lost, and you know, players like Tori Osment and Julia Ayrault that are we're going to be likely starters this year and focal points and leaders in statistics and stuff. And Michigan State has still fought their way to an 8-8 record, 2-3 in the Big Ten. But yeah, you know, going back to the scoring, I think if this is a low-scoring game, that benefits Michigan State. You know, that can give them an opportunity to steal some possessions defensively, maybe knock down some three-pointers and keep this one close.
Both free throws good from Walsh. Jayla James getting some early minutes for the Spartans. In alongside Tyre Parks down low. Parks, spin move and draws the foul on Kaylee Walsh. The Spartans had success in this matchup between these two teams last season, using that 2-big lineup against that Blizzard defense. Starting to go to it a little bit here with Jayla James coming in.
Yeah, the Blizzard defense has a weird hybrid 3-2, 1-2-2 zone that really spaces the floor out defensively. All 5 players cover basically the entire under the arc area defensively. And so that leaves a lot of space down low that Michigan State can occupy with 2 bigs. And Tyre Parks is a girl who can certainly put in buckets and put up big numbers. Down low if you give her the space, and Jayla James is a girl who's developing for Michigan State, but you know, another player, maybe they could use her as a decoy, a screener down low. You fill that space down low, you force Northwestern to pay attention. That also, if they have to occupy space down low because you're down there, leaves room for opportunities on the 3.
Brown working on Clouden on the outside, gets the screen from Paige Mott, who's just checked in. They tried to get it to her, but Clouden denies the pass. Working in transition, Nia Clouden. Kick out, Matilda Eck, wing 3-pointer. Off the back iron, but Hageman keeps it alive for the Spartans. Eck driving baseline to the corner. Jayla James for 3. One too strong, but Parks on the offensive glass. Lost it out of bounds. Possession will stay with the Spartans.
We've talked about it already, giving up free points. Northwestern now giving up a pair of offensive rebounds to Michigan State. The game of basketball is all about possessions. The more possessions you have, the longer you have the ball, the more shots you take. The more shots you take, the more likely you are to score more points than the other team. That's what it's all about, getting as many possessions as you possibly can in a game. Offensive rebounds are a great way to do that.
Cross-court pass to Clouden, pump fake, looking for some space, but immediately Veronica Burton comes over to hawk the ball on that side. Eck off the dribble, draws iron. Parks tried to keep it alive, but loses it out of bounds. Northwestern finally gets possession. 3 shots for Michigan State, no points coming on that one.
Well, Jillian Brown, who stands at just 5'10" for Northwestern, had a great box out on 6'3" Tyre Parks, and that's part of that Blizzard defense is they have 5 players who can almost play any spot on the floor. And that's just an effort play by Jillian Brown.
Shaw went up with it. Parks knocked it away, but Clouden couldn't hold on to it. Those little things giving away possessions for both teams early in this game starting to have an impact.
Well, Northwestern just gets a gift here. That was a very good steal by Michigan State, and Nia Clouden had a chance to run and transition the other way.
And the Spartans get it right back as the inbounds pass is tipped and stolen. Clouden in transition right into Paige Mott. Can't get it to fall through the contact, and Northwestern
It's a good no call. That's a good no call there by the referees. Paige Mott stays straight up in transition, holds position. Clouden is the aggressor, drawing the contact, trying to get the foul as she's supposed to, but Mott does a nice job countering by standing straight up.
Burton on the outside, gets the switch. Jayla James on her. They're looking inside, and an offensive foul. Shaw extends the arm, and Clouden draws the offensive foul.
This is a Michigan State team who is not afraid to play physical and bang bodies down low and make space for themselves. They're going to be aggressive on both sides of the ball. We've seen that already in the early goings against Northwestern offensively.
Laurel Jackman checks in for Michigan State. Hageman splits the double team and finds Parks for the finish. You don't see a freshman split a double team like that very often.
Dee Hageman is well above her age and a very mature player for Michigan State. She's going to be a fantastic guard for them in the years to come. She's been so good this year.
Burton over to Daly. Inside to Shaw. Parks moves over and picks up the foul as Courtney Shaw goes up with it. We'll have a chance to break this scoring drought for Northwestern that's up over 2.5 minutes. Get a good look at it there. Yep.
She's very close. She's so close to playing perfect defense right there, but right as Shaw tries to go up with that shot, that left arm for Parks comes down just a little bit. You see that 45-degree angle. That's the key to the official to make that call. Contact on the arm, that's a good call.
Now Parks will take a seat after picking up her first foul. Excuse me, her second foul as well. So both Parks and Alicia Smith with 2 fouls in the first quarter. Not where this Spartans team wanted to be without some depth already.
Well, certainly not. And we just saw it in that full court press break by Dee Hageman connecting to Tyre Parks down low. That's what happens when you have a scoring threat down low in Northwestern defense that tries to spread the floor and keep you away from the basket. Gets broken down. It's an easy layup. Parks and Smith have to be able to stay in this game for Michigan State.
Shaw missed both free throws, however, so Michigan State with a chance to extend on their 4-point lead. Hageman to Clouden up top. Clouden setting up the offense with 7 on the shot clock. Gets a screen. Kick over to Jackman, extra pass. Jayla James, corner 3. That one short, but an offensive rebound. Hageman goes up with it and finishes inside.
We talked about her not being a freshman. Look at the effort from Hageman and the excitement on her face after that bucket. Not sure what the whistle was for.
It's like a Northwestern timeout. Just over a minute to play in the first quarter. Michigan State in front, 14-8. The Wildcats going right inside to Walsh, and she can't finish. Good strong minutes early for Jayla James for the Spartans, and Veronica Burton whistled for her first foul.
That's one of those ticky-tack fouls that I'm sure Joe McEwen and any basketball coach just kind of cringes at when you see 92 feet from the basket and you foul her. She's not a threat at all. You don't need that steal. Obviously, you want to get that ball back, but you got to be careful, be smart. You can press Hageman and force a turnover like she does there.
Veronica Burton jumps the passing lane and lays it in transition. Burton, the 2-time reigning Defensive Player of the Year in the Big Ten, averages over 4 steals a game, picks up her first there. And that's one of those turnovers for touchdowns that you hear so much about in basketball these days, as Northwestern gets an easy bucket out of it.
Yeah, there's two types of turnovers you can have. You can have the pick six and you can have the dead ball, a travel, a step out of bounds, you know, a pass that goes errant and into the sidelines. Those are the dead ball ones that are okay with your defense can set up, but pick sixes like that, letting the team get out in transition is never what you want to do.
And Hartman knocks down the triple. 5 on the clock, Michigan State trying to get one last shot up. James will get it to Clouden, and they will not get a shot up.
Today would be a lot more fun for Julia and her brother Joe, who you and I have interacted with in the journalism program here. I actually had class with Joe last semester in a journalism class. But, you know, today would be more fun if she could be out there and playing and maybe help her team pick up a win. But I know, you know, her team loves her and Joe and those two being in the locker room and being a part of this team together. They're going to do their best to give her the best birthday present she can probably have and a win for her team today.
Leah Hartman came in at the end of the first, hit the three. They're aggressive and drawing the foul right out of the break. And for Hartman, a bit of a homecoming game as well from Okemos, Michigan. Just a few minutes from East Lansing.
Just down the street, Okemos High School.
Michigan State taking possession now with a 1-point lead. They've led for the majority of this game, but a quick 5-0 run at the end of the quarter brought Northwestern within a point. Farquhar, cross-court pass, Clouden driving. Tough layup with the left and gets it to go off the glass.
Beautiful double hesitation move from Nia Clouden there. Her threat out there behind the arc is what causes that defensive attention. And use a little shot fake, not even really so much a shot fake, just a glance at the rim is enough to give yourself space with that defender. Double hesitation move, separate some space, get an easy layup.
Burton working on Farquhar, gets the screen, kick out. Satterwhite for three, knocks it down.
Textbook offensive possession there for Northwestern. Walsh sets a good screen. Burton has space off of it, draws Matilda Eck on the help defense, drive and dish, open three-pointer.
Hageman down to Farquhar inside, hits the deck but keeps it alive. Swinging around to Clouden. Back to Eck, left wing three. Rattles in and out, and Kaylee Walsh wrestles away the rebound. Hartman, cross court to Satterwhite. And Northwestern back to work. Chance to take their first lead since 2-0. Mott inside. It's knocked out of bounds off of Northwestern. Paige Mott wanted the foul, is not going to get it. And the Spartan defense holds right there.
You can see Dean Lockwood fired up after that one. Proud of his team's defensive possession there. They're playing well defensively right now, limiting Northwestern to not a lot of shots, forcing them to take difficult shots. Every shot has been contested right now. That's how they want to keep it up.
Laurel Jackman back into the game for Dee Dee Hageman. As that pass tipped out of bounds off of Northwestern. Michigan State will keep it. You see Northwestern, though, trying to get into those passing lanes all game long. That's where they make their money. Yeah,
they don't force a lot of dribble steals and on-the-ball defenders just because it's a zone defense, and that's part of that Blizzard defense that is so good is they're fantastic about closing down passing lanes, and you can already see it as Eck buries the three-pointer. You can already see it today for Michigan State. They don't have a lot of open lanes to get the ball. They move it around a lot on the perimeter. That's because Northwestern is shutting lanes down inside. That's big to see for Eck to get that one to go down. Now 1 of 6 from the field, but was 0 of 5 and 0 of 3 from deep before that one. Well, I think it's pretty obvious that Eck was trying to repeat and continue her hot streak as she had against Ohio State with that 27-point career high. But shooters shoot, and they have a short memory. Be like a goldfish, says Ted Lasso, 10-second memory. Got to put that ball back up quick no matter what happens. Hartman had a good cut, but unable to finish inside. Here comes Michigan State. Alicia Smith, short corner jumper is short. Rebound fought for, out of bounds to Northwestern. Farquhar was a little upset after she couldn't corral that one. I think she tried to coerce the official into calling that one the other way. More so just upset that she put in all that effort and they don't even get a possession out of it. Veronica Burton with the basketball for the Wildcats. It's over to Hartman.
The junior working on Jackman inside. Shaw can't finish it. And Clouden controls for the Spartans. In and out move, lost it going to the bucket, but she'll keep it.
Nia Clouden is so good at that stop and start. You don't have to be super fast in the game of basketball. You just have to have a quick change of pace to be able to shift gears, go from 0 to 30, 0 to 60 in the blink of an eye. That'll get you by almost anybody. Nia Clouden is coincidentally one of the faster players in this Big Ten, but she uses it so much to her advantage, the stop and start to get by people.
Farquhar was working on Hartman, but lost the ball. Burton coming, 2-on-2 break. Hesitation move, kick out. Satterwhite for three. Knocks it down to tie up the ball game.
Great awareness by Lauren Satterwhite. She sees that Burton's going to drive the lane in the 2-on-2. Knows that that's going to draw Eck as her defender. Get out to the three-point lane. Make some space for yourself. Give Burton someone to pass to and knock down three for your team.
It was a tight crossover from Hageman and found Farquhar, but couldn't finish the short jumper. Hartman's jumper is short, and Clouden brings it down for Michigan State, trying to push the pace. Farquhar, the far block, gets doubled. And eventually a jump ball is called. A lot of wrestling for the basketball. Possession will stay with the Spartans.
Tamara Farquhar, that's a little bit of a scouting report mistake and just a basketball mistake. She's been here for 5 years in college basketball, the grad transfer from Purdue, as we see Satterwhite, as we talked about, getting out to that three-point line and knocking down the three. But Farquhar has to know that this defense is going to double-team her when she gets down low. She brought that ball up above her head right before Northwestern forced the jump ball. You can't go up there. You got to keep it strong near your chest, pivot, keep those elbows out, make space for yourself, and move it around. Iseline
Alexander, the freshman, into the game for the first time. Goes right up with it, but can't get it to fall. Burton working on Hageman. Gets the screen and the switch. Now on Alexander, but Clouden came in and poked it away. Loose ball, out of bounds, off of Matilda Eck, but these two teams are getting after it.
Nia Clouden and Veronica Burton, this is such a fun matchup to watch. It's so obvious the difference between the years of the freshmen and sophomores on these two teams compared to Clouden and Burton, who have been around here and played so many games for both of these teams. They look so composed and so calm, but also so focused about pushing their team to a win and making the right play and recovering off of mistakes that they've made. And, you know, Clouden has been quiet the past few possessions for Michigan State. A couple questionable passes, but she's got her eyes on the ball defensively, pokes that hand in there, and then her and Eck both have great effort to get on the floor and try to get that one back. And it's just a little bit unlucky. Sometimes the ball doesn't bounce your way, and it didn't there for Michigan State.
Melanie Daly enters the game for Veronica Burton. Quick inbounds play. Got Brown a good look, but was too strong from the corner. Spartans pushing in transition. Hageman now slowing things back down. Gets a screen from Parks. Kick to the corner, Eck. Driving baseline, short jumper, doesn't fall. Offensive rebound, Parks can't get it to go. And Courtney Shaw brings down the board. Iseline Alexander had the size advantage, but Courtney Shaw, with the experience, able to get into that good position and bring down the board.
Shaw using her body, creating space, moving Alexander out of the way. That's exactly how you're supposed to rebound.
Walsh, three-pointer, doesn't fall, and Tyre Parks controls the board. Clouden in transition. Hageman sets her feet, pulls the triple. Too strong. And Courtney Shaw yet again coming down with a board, already her 7th rebound of this game.
Yeah, Shaw's got a career-high 13 rebounds, averages almost 10 this season. She's a girl who's going to snare boards left and right, and it's really due to her positioning and the effort she puts. She knows that no matter how much bigger someone is than her, she can find a way to slip into the soft spots and get that ball.
Jillian Brown for another three. Doesn't fall, and Iseline Alexander able to wrestle that one away.
And who does she wrestle it away from? Shaw, who was in a really good position to get it. Alexander was just gifted with a little bit better bounce.
Clouden wide open for three. That one's pure. You cannot leave Nia Clouden that open at any time. She will make you pay.
She drills the shot, and she looks across the floor and points to Tyre Parks and says, good pass, and it really was. Parks had great vision down there in the paint down low to find Clouden on the wing.
Walsh on the outside, trying to feed inside to Daly. Back out to Walsh, three-pointer. That one's good. Kaylee Walsh has been pulling from deep without a second thought and gets that one to drop. We're back tied up at 22.
Well, she shoots it at almost 32% from behind the arc this season. We knew she was going to make one at some point. We knew she was going to keep shooting too, and I think Michigan State knew it. Nia Clouden was right there defensively trying to shut it down, but Walsh is going to bury a few. Coach in history, he's had a lot of good seasoning there back at Tennessee.
Matilda Eck with the basketball for the Spartans. Hageman had some space. Drive, floater, off the iron, and controlled by Satterwhite. Northwestern still looking for their first lead since 2-0. And it won't come here as Nia Clouden tips down the board off the Burton miss. Clouden to Farquhar inside, working on Walsh. Pump fake, off the glass, and it's good. Farquhar with 4, and the Spartans in front 24-22.
Farquhar's pump fake there doesn't exactly work to get Walsh up off her feet. She's already standing straight up with both arms extended, but what it does is it kind of throws off Walsh's timing and when she expects Farquhar to go up, and that's just enough to make it easier for her to get that layup.
Going inside to Shaw. It looks like Nia Clouden is whistled for the foul. That's her second. Northwestern not in the bonus yet, so they'll control it underneath. But a big second foul on Nia Clouden. Paige Mott into the game as Courtney Shaw will take a seat. Shaw with just 2 points so far, but 7 rebounds already in this first half.
And rebounds are part of that key that we talked about getting the most possessions in a game.
Nia Clouden will take a break as well. Veronica Burton with the basketball, working on the freshman Hageman. Paige Mott, big size advantage with Laurel Jackman on her. They get the switch now. Walsh for 3. That one's pure as she rattles it home, and Northwestern is in front. Hageman, a little hesitation move. Gets it to Jackman. Back to Hageman. The Spartans trying to get something going. Interesting to see who they'll go to with Clouden off the floor. And a turnover won't help. Brown into Eck. Offensive foul.
That's a good call by the official there. Matilda Eck sprints back down the floor to get into position. I don't even think she's trying to take a charge there. I think she's really trying to make a good basketball play and just stay in front of, the girl that she's guarding. And she holds good position. She moves lateral. She doesn't move vertically back or forward. She just moves to the side, draws the contact, and that's a good call.
Joe McEwen would disagree with you.
I think so.
Makes his case the official on the sideline, but not going to get it. Parks inside, bounce pass to Hageman. Hageman driving baseline and a foul.
Parks has the right idea.
On Satterwhite.
She has the right idea there with that bounce pass. Just her and Hageman not quite on the same page. Hageman just sprint cuts back door. She's got an easy layup right there, and I think Parks saw that. Hageman just wanted to slide to the corner and maybe shoot the 3.
It's the third foul on Northwestern in this second quarter. Nia Clouden back into the game. Clouden gets the screen from Farquhar. Satterwhite able to fight through it well. They feed Parks inside. Spin move. Can't get it to finish, though. Beauty on the spin move, and then Farquhar dribbles it off her foot and turns it over.
I think Parks threw that shot up a little too strong because she was so surprised at how open she was off of her nasty spin move. Look at all the space she has. I think she just didn't think she was going to be there. No, she had nobody in front of her.
Everything but the finish for Parks. Northwestern with a chance to extend the lead. Burton off the screen. Driving, kicks out Brown. Thought about a 3, didn't take it, and turns it over. Hageman to Clouden, and it's off her fingertips and out of bounds.
Those are the turnovers that you really don't want if you're Michigan State. They're forgivable because now the defense gets to get back and set up. But, man, in fast break, in transition to your best scorer, one of the best scorers in the country, you got to connect on that pass. But look at the active hands here defensively. Matilda Eck actually pokes that ball just a little bit away from Jillian Brown right before she drives. And that makes it that much easier for Farquhar to scoop it up as she goes past Eck.
Michigan State has hit just 2 of their last 10 from the field, allowing Northwestern to take their first lead since early first quarter, but another turnover there as Tamara Farquhar takes away the pass.
More active hands for Michigan State. Keep those hands moving, keep them in passing lanes. You'll tip the ball at some point.
And Burton knocks it away, forces a jump ball, and right back the other way is now Northwestern with 47 seconds remaining in the first half.
Is this a defensive battle or what? Man, we have gone back and forth already. 6 turnovers apiece for both of these teams, and a lot of them forced turnovers by the opposing defense.
Veronica Burton working on Hageman. Nia Clouden getting set to check in at the next whistle. Burton now has Jayla James feeding inside and tipped away. It's a loose ball. Matilda Eck comes up with it. Another steal for these two teams.
Zach, I've got 2 words for you. Active hands.
All right. 1 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Michigan State trying to get into the locker room with a lead on a basket. Northwestern has trailed for most of this half, but now leads with 6 left. And Farquhar, his pass is tipped out of bounds, and the Spartans will keep it, allowing Nia Clouden to check in for Laurel Jackman with 4.9.
That's actually kind of beneficial for Michigan State that ball goes out of bounds and they keep possession, because now Clouden gets to come back in. Certainly someone you want taking the last shot of the half if you can.
Clouden will trigger from the baseline. Gets it into Farquhar. It's tipped, but Clouden picks it back up. She's doubled in the corner. Out to Eck for 3 at the buzzer. It's good! Matilda Eck knocks down the triple, and the Spartans retake the lead headed into the half.
It was 14-6 with about a minute and a half left before Northwestern went on a big run and cut it back to a 1-point game right before the buzzer.
Didi Hageman with the basketball to Clouden. Back to Hageman. Thought about a 3, didn't take it. Eck, quick trigger 3 from the corner, and she knocks it down. Matilda Eck is getting going.
Reagan just talked about her at the break, trying to show out in front of her mom, the Rookie of the Year in the Swedish First League with Luleå Basket over there in Vastera, Sweden. Having a good game so far.
Daly on the drive, defended by Clouden, and turns it over. Good start for Michigan State coming out of the break, and associate head coach Dean Lockwood.
Well, I think there's essentially no better way to come out of a break than knocking down a 3-pointer.
Alicia Smith finds Farquhar on a back cut. She was slow to get up at the end of the first half, but she looks okay right there. Able to put that one in and extend the Spartans' lead to 7.
Yeah. Farquhar looks to be just fine, and it appears Michigan State did just fine. And watching film and taking a look at this scouting report, they've obviously gone against this Blizzard defense quite a bit, but they look very prepared today. They know what they're doing on offense. They know where they want to go with the ball, and they know where the openings are going to be when the ball gets moved around.
Dating back to the end of the first half, the Spartans on an 8-0 run, now with the biggest lead of the game at 7. And Nia Clouden takes it away and is fouled by Daly. Looks like she got hit in the face there.
We kind of talked about it and touched on it a little bit in the first half. This has been a physical game, not necessarily, you know, a tough battle down low or anything, but we've had some, you know, a lot of aggressive play from both teams, fighting for loose balls, trying to garner steals and stuff like that.
Michigan State trying to extend upon that 8-0 run. Alicia Smith thought about the turnaround, driving up off the glass and gets the roll. Spartans by 9, 34-25.
The soft touch, just kiss that ball up there on the rim, let it die into the hole. Good job by Alicia Smith.
Veronica Burton looking to get going. Averages 18 points a game, had 2 in that first half for the Wildcats. Daly working on Clouden. Burton off the screen, on the drive. Gets a pass and picks up an offensive foul. Matilda Eck yet again stepping in and taking the charge.
Eck took that one in the first half as well.
In front by 9.
Rightfully so. Michigan State has forced 10 turnovers already against Northwestern, who turns the ball over 14 times a game. So already closing in on that mark. This Michigan State defense has certainly forced those turnovers too. They're not exactly just, unnecessary turnovers for Northwestern. The Michigan State defense has been hounding today.
And a beautiful back cut from Dee Hageman draws the foul. Will head to the line. As Tyre Parks says over from the bench, got to finish. Hageman had a look at it, just couldn't get it to go down.
And it's clear, and it's surprising that this Michigan State team played Ohio State, what was it, I think 3 nights ago? And they clearly, as we talked about, focused on the scouting report and are prepared for this defense. They know where the back cuts are going to be, where the help defense is going to come from, who that's going to lead to being open on the other side of the floor. And Hageman did a good job cutting there and getting open.
Hageman's 2 free throws put the Spartans up 11. Veronica Burton has it on the outside. Shaw has Hageman on her inside. Northwestern unable to get it into her. Brown turning and a shot and draws the foul on Matilda Eck. Able to contort her body just a little bit to draw that contact.
Yeah, just enough to get Eck a little bit out of position. She could see that, and that's a good job. Eck's arms, as we talked about earlier in that first half, come down at that slant. They're not straight up. You see that as an offensive player. Go right up into him. Don't shy away from the contact. Draw it and head to the line.
The Grand Rapids native knocks down the first free throw. Just a 67% free throw shooter on the season, but very low numbers. Only 12 free throw attempts on the season. Entering this one, hits both there, so that'll help the percentages.
Yeah, Jillian Brown has been a fantastic addition to this Northwestern team. A quick release three-point shooter, was the number 50 recruit by ESPN before she joined Northwestern this season as a freshman.
Alicia Smith inside, working on Walsh. Post shot too strong. And Leah Hartman comes down with the board. Brown, quick dribble inside, but an offensive foul. Matilda Eck took another charge.
A lot of players in basketball will celebrate when hitting a deep shot by putting up 3 fingers. Eck can do it right now. She's drawn 3 charges and 3 huge ones, too, at critical moments where it looks like Northwestern's going to get an easy bucket, maybe find their way back into this game or take a lead. But Eck says, I don't think so.
Clouden. Well, hesitation move with a good pass to Smith. But Veronica Burton able to find her way into that passing lane. Not only knock it away, but also draws the foul, the 3rd on Alicia Smith. Just getting the hand out there, saves the bucket.
Yeah, it's kind of an off-arm foul call. I don't know if that's unintentionally called on Smith. Maybe it was supposed to be on somebody else or something.
Burton lost it as she was going to the bucket and turns it over. Michigan State in transition. It's Hageman. Looked like she was going to shoot the 3. Tried to get it to Farquhar. And instead, it's a turnover for the Spartans. Both teams playing a little bit sloppy. That's the 9th turnover on Michigan State. And Northwestern with 12 of their own.
That was an interesting post-entry pass. Seemed like a lot of contact from Jillian Brown there. No call, though.
Walsh couldn't knock down the free throw line jumper. And the Spartans back in transition. Hageman setting up the offense. It's Hageman, Clouden, Farquhar, Eck, and Parks for Michigan State. Rainey, Brown, Walsh, Burton, and Hartman for Northwestern. Nia Clouden, corner 3, knocks it down and holds the follow through. Spartans by 12.
Clouden's doing her thing, doing what she's supposed to. She's got 14. She was our key player for Michigan State. For Northwestern, it was Veronica Burton, who's only taken 4 shots, 2 points so far today. She has to get going if the Wildcats want to stay in this one.
Brown inside. Tried to split the double team, but couldn't get the shot on target. And Michigan State with possession, but Burton tips it away. And Matilda Eck picks up the foul, running into Burton on that one. Once again, Veronica Burton using those active hands, as you said in the first half. That's her 4th steal of the game. She averages just over 4 steals a game on the season. Good for 3rd in the country.
Yeah, active hands was definitely our key word of the first half, and Veronica Burton with another example of it right there. Always keep your hands moving. You never know when you might hit that ball and force it to go the other way.
Kayla Rainey finds Burton. Inside, kick out. Brown all alone for 3. Too strong, and Hageman brings down the board. Working in transition, does not have numbers. Tried to slow it up, and it's poked away. Ball is loose. Walsh had it, got it knocked away, but Brown comes up with it for Northwestern. 3-on-1 for the Wildcats. Bounce pass. Hartman lays it in. Textbook break right there for Northwestern in the 3-on-1.
That's unfortunate for Hageman. That's not on her, that turnover. That's on her teammates and on the bench. Nobody told her that she had a defender behind her. You got to yell behind. Let her know that somebody's coming from behind trying to take it. She had no idea.
Clouden on the near side wing. Hageman looking for some space. Can't find it. Shot clock down to 6. Inside Parks. Lays it up and in with the right hand off the glass.
Really good quick release by Parks on that layup. She sees that Walsh is just a little bit out of position and late to recovering. Quickly goes up with the shot. Keeps that ball up high above her head when she catches it. Makes it easy to put in the layup.
Burton got to the bucket and drew the foul. She'll have a couple free throws when we come back, but Michigan State has dominated this 3rd quarter en route to a 12-point lead.
That last game for Michigan State against Ohio State, but had a fall in that one, had a fall against Nebraska. She's been in and out of the lineup. And then for Northwestern, it's Sydney Wood, who was the 2020-2021 last season All Big Ten defensive team. She was All Big Ten team honorable mention for Northwestern. She was primarily the number 2 player on this Northwestern team behind Veronica Burton. She's had back issues, kind of chronic stuff that they haven't quite been able to figure out yet. She's still out of the lineup today for Northwestern.
Kayla Rainey picked up a foul on the inbound, and so Dee Hageman will shoot 2 as the Spartans are in the bonus with 4:13 remaining this first quarter. Joe McEwen not happy about it.
That's a lot of time left. 4 minutes for Michigan State to be very aggressive. Now what you do offensively, if you're a guard, you drive the lane, try to get contact. If you're a big, set up position down low and go up through contact and go up strong.
Hageman splits the pair. Spartan lead is at 11. Kayla Rainey did not see any time in the first half of this game. We're getting a few minutes here in this 3rd quarter. Satterwhite working on Laurel Jackman. Dribble pull-up is pure from the wing.
Confident and collected shot from Satterwhite.
Nia Clouden working on Veronica Burton. Over to Jackman, feeding inside. Farquhar has the size advantage on Hartman. Goes to work, spin move, a little dish, and Tyre Parks cleans it up.
Really good pass. Farquhar is expecting to get a shot off that spin, but Parks sees that she's going to be more open, makes that slight little cut, that slide to the basket, exactly what you're supposed to do when you got that open space.
Satterwhite working on Jackman again. I got to Walsh. She will shoot it from out there and has already with a good spin move. Tried to finish, but Kayla Rainey with the hustle play got the board and picks up the foul.
Hustle play is right, and that's why Clouden fouls her. Rainey was paying attention to Nia Clouden when that shot goes up. Sees that Clouden, what you're supposed to do, you see the shot. You turn around, find a body, find somebody with the opposite color jersey as you, arm in their chest, turn around, box them out. Clouden just floats towards the basket. Rainey sees it, slips by her, gets right behind her, and that's kind of why Clouden fouls, trying to redeem herself, take the ball from Rainey, comes down with the arm.
Kayla Rainey knocks in the first free throw. That is the first attempt of the game for the Belleville, Illinois native. Knocks them both down. Northwestern back within single digits. Nia Clouden in control. She's got 14, leads all scorers. Dribble pull up, mid-range shot. Doesn't fall, but Tyre Parks just taller than everyone else on the floor. Gets the board, puts it back in.
Not only is she taller, she makes herself taller when she has the ball in her hand. She does such a good job. They teach bigs at a young age, once you get the ball above your head, if you're around the basket, never bring it down. You're tall for a reason. It's harder for people to go up there and get it from you. Gets that pass down low and makes it.
What a move from Nia Clouden. Extends the Spartans' lead with a little in and out hesitation move to get some space and get the bucket. She's got 16. Veronica Burton gets it over to Rainey. To the corner. Hartman for three. That's good. Parks a little slow on that closeout. And Hartman made her pay. She's got 8. And it's back to a 10-point lead for Michigan State.
Well, this is exactly how the first half went, just back and forth. It seems like teams were just trying to repeat whatever the other was doing.
Burton gets the steal and finishes in transition. As she's got 6. Both of her 2 field goals in this game have come off of steals and breakaway layups.
Yeah, she's that floater spot out at the top of the Blizzard defense, which means that she'll close out on the ball when it's out on the perimeter and it gets swung out there. But when there's another Northwestern defender that can come over and cover the ball, she floats away from it to cover passing lanes, and that's how she gets so many steals up there, being the fastest player on the Northwestern team.
Clouden's 3 was short. Hartman steps in. That three-pointer rattles out. Michigan State will keep it. That was a really good look.
That's a tough miss. That's a tough miss for Leah Hartman. That's one that she's going to want back, and that's a shot that if you're Joe McEwen, you'll take any time. Would have cut the deficit to 5 for Northwestern, kept the run going, give them a little bit of momentum, something for the bench to cheer about.
Kayla Rainey pokes that one away, and now Rainey will head to the bench, as well as Nia Clouden and Tamara Farquhar for Michigan State. Dee Hageman into the game, as well as Alicia Smith. 1:15 left in this third quarter, excuse me, and Michigan State has controlled this third frame. Lead by 8. Hageman with the pump fake, short shot. Can't get it over the rim. And Burton pushes for Northwestern. Burton gets the screen. Pull-up is blocked by Tyre Parks. Loose ball. And Alicia Smith comes up with it, gets it to Eck. And Hageman running the break for the Spartans. Now we'll slow it down. Cross-court pass Eck. Driving baseline. Floater is tipped. And a foul on Tyre Parks. Will put Northwestern in the bonus and send Veronica Burton to the free throw line with 36 seconds left. That's that foul 94 feet away from the basket you were talking about.
Yeah, Parks is going to get called for that foul, but she's trying to go for that rebound there, and I'll tell you, she is working right now. She had that block down low. She hustled for the loose ball. She's snared a couple boards. But Matilda Eck, really smart on that last loose ball down here on the Northwestern side for Michigan State. Her and Alicia Smith both hit the deck trying to get it. Eck sees that Smith is going to pick it up, but she picks it up on the ground, so she can't go anywhere. She can't move. Eck quickly gets on all fours, gets back up, pops up from the dirt, gets on her feet, so she can be someone for Smith to pass that ball to and go the other way for Michigan State.
Burton missed the first free throw, but swishes home the second. 48-41, Spartans lead is 7.
Michigan State
7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
They could really use a bucket here. Run down the clock as far as you can and score one right before the end of this third.
Satterwhite on Hageman. Dribbling that clock down. Burton face guarding Nia Clouden right now. Trying not to allow her to get the basketball, but she gets it anyways. 6 on the shot clock. Clouden, mid-range pull-up is short. Rebound to Satterwhite. Northwestern in transition, but it's poked away by Clouden. 4 on the clock. Clouden, wing three-pointer, short. And that takes us to the end of the third quarter. The Breslin Center would have erupted. Thanks, Reagan. Northwestern with the basketball on a 6-0 run right now. Kaylee Walsh trying to make it more, but too strong on that three-point attempt, and Michigan State will take possession. 48-41 could come down to an exciting finish here.
Yeah, we saw Michigan State kind of run away with it in the beginning of the third quarter there and take the lead. This is certainly a Northwestern team that is capable of doing the exact same thing, and if not more than that, I think this is going to be a fun finish.
Hageman, Clouden, Eck, Smith, and Iseline Alexander on the floor for Michigan State to start the fourth. Eck on the drive, kick out. Clouden got some space, pulls the three and knocks it down. catches back iron and drops.
Michigan State starts the third quarter with a 3 from Eck, a fourth quarter with a 3 from Clouden. That's demoralizing to an opponent. Hard to come back from that and keep the momentum on your side.
Clouden's up to 19 on the game.
It was part of the reason Michigan State started that third quarter so well was due to that Eck 3.
Burton step back triple doesn't fall, but an offensive rebound from Hartman. Puts it up off the glass and in.
That's a nifty double clutch kind of finish too. Hageman comes over there on Hartman's blind side defensively on the help side defense. Hartman probably had no idea she was there before she goes up with the shot, but makes the adjustment, puts it in through pressure.
Alicia Smith at the top of the key. Kicks it to Eck in the corner. Driving baseline. Tried the reverse layup and is denied by Kaylee Walsh. Burton gets a brick wall screen from Walsh. Got it to Shaw. Lowers that shoulder, goes in, and it's tipped out of bounds. Northwestern will keep it.
It's a good no call. I think some fans on both sides in the building were expecting a call to go their way there. Alicia Smith stays straight up. Not too much of a hard contact there by Shaw.
And now Paige Mott comes into the game to replace Courtney Shaw. Shaw had 7 rebounds in that first half, just 1 in that third quarter. Walsh straight on for 3. Off the front of the iron, but Burton tracks down the long rebound. Cross-court pass. Satterwhite driving on Clouden. Kicks it to the corner, and it's out of bounds to Michigan State. Another turnover for the Wildcats. That's number 14.
That's a weird pass for Satterwhite. She has to know when she decides to drive baseline if she's going to go to the corner, whether she's going to zip a bounce pass or sky a chest pass. And she didn't quite know, so that bounce lands right in front of Hartman, kind of like at her feet, a weird, tough spot to catch it, and that's just due to the indecisiveness of Satterwhite.
Hageman picked up her dribble, finds Eck. Three-pointer from the top of the key is pure. Matilda Eck knocks it down. Spartans back in front by 11.
Michigan State is winning this game right now due to their chemistry. Eck and Hageman, who connected on that bucket, both point at each other after that shot goes down. Michigan State has been playing like that all day today.
Satterwhite with the floater and a charge. Matilda Eck takes the 4th charge of the game for her, and another turnover and another offensive foul for Northwestern.
I got to admit, I'm not a fan of the help side charges, but when you can do it 4 times, it's definitely a talent to get to the right spot, hold strong, and honestly to be brave enough to just take the contact and hit the deck. For Eck, at least, for Matilda Eck today, it should be a box score set. 12 points, 4 assists, 4 charges.
And 4 threes for the freshman as well. Hageman over to Clouden. Spartans trying to extend the lead. Inside to Farquhar, and Kaylee Walsh just whistled for the push. With 7:10 remaining, Michigan State trying to continue to push ahead because we've seen those end-of-quarter bursts from Northwestern. They definitely have the ability to get back into the game in a hurry.
The advantage for Michigan State is Northwestern right now doesn't seem primed to go on a run, and they're running out of time. If they want to start this run, they have to do it very soon.
Matilda Eck inside to Parks. Spinning, denied by Walsh. Saves it in, and Brown will set things up for Northwestern.
3rd block this game for Walsh, 2nd in the quarter. She's done a really good job, sound defensively down there without fouling for Northwestern. Just 2 fouls for her.
Burton went right at Nia Clouden, and Clouden has whistled for the reach. That's her 4th foul.
And Burton, too, has 3 fouls, so the 2 best players for both teams in foul trouble right now.
Clouden will take a seat. Courtney Shaw checks into the game.
It's advantage for Northwestern, at least. Not only does Clouden have 1 more foul over Burton, but Clouden has played better, which therefore means it's more of a disadvantage for her to sit for Michigan State. She is absolutely a player that needs to be in late game situations, but she can't right now due to the foul trouble.
Burton over to Daly. Shot denied by Parks, but a foul is called.
Parks visibly upset to everyone in the near vicinity with the result of that play. Not sure if she was upset with the call, upset with herself.
I think she was
maybe.
More upset with herself.
I think so,
if you
too.
watch this replay. because she hits her with the body, and I think she's more just frustrated at herself for picking up that one, because that's Tyre Parks' 4th foul. So Iceline Alexander will get ready to check in. First free throw is no good from Daly. Shoots 71% from the line, but the freshman couldn't hit the first.
Not sure why Alexander didn't check in after that free throw. Parks has 4 fouls. She's going to, okay, so they check her in after the make.
That's where you get lucky that it went in if you're Michigan State there, because
Right.
you can make that substitution.
Parks
10-point game.
has to play until the next whistle, essentially, with 4 fouls, if that doesn't happen.
And this press is where things can get dangerous, and Dee Dee Hageman turns it over. This is why Northwestern is never out of a game like this.
Northwestern has timed this perfectly. We just talked about it 30 seconds ago with 7 minutes left that Northwestern needs to go on this run, and they need to do it now. And here they are. Clouden's out. Parks is out. The press is on. They just got a bucket at the free throw line. They're not out of this one at all.
A lot of youth in this game for Michigan State. 3 freshmen on the floor right now. Burton got the switch. Kicks out to Brown in the corner. Jab step, drives baseline, and an offensive foul.
It wasn't number 11 this time. Number 12, Iceline Alexander, stepping in and taking the charge. Good to
Get
see.
another look at it here.
Perfect.
Just extending that arm just a little bit.
It's a legal way. It's the right call.
Eck under the press, gets it up to Farquhar, and the Spartans break it. Cross-court pass to Jackman to Matilda Eck. 6 minutes to go. The Spartans content to take some time off the clock as things continue to wind down. Hageman to Eck. Corner 3. Too strong. Paige Mott comes skying in for the rebound. And it's out of bounds off of Mott, and Michigan State will keep possession with a fresh 20 on the shot clock.
We know Eck has a quick release and has arguably the best ability on this Michigan State team to get that ball out of her hands and up in the air quickly, but I think she might have just rushed that one a little bit too much.
Farquhar's short jumper rattles out, and Burton controls the board. Does not have numbers, but going fast anyway, splits the double team and lays it up and in off the glass.
Doesn't have numbers and doesn't matter. What a great double crossover. Moves Eck to her left, moves Hageman to her right. That parts the C in the middle, and she splits it.
Burton almost took it away, but Laurel Jackman able to reach in and grab that one back on the loose ball. And the Spartans setting up the offense with Hageman. Gets the screen from Farquhar. Eck picked up the dribble. Now got it back. Gets the screen. Kick to the corner. Jackman for 3. Too strong off the side of the iron. And here comes Northwestern. Burton behind the back dribble inside. Offensive foul, Matilda Eck. Where Matilda Eck goes, you can expect a charge at this point in this game.
But that does hurt them as far as the standings. They could have 5 Big Ten wins right now.
Spartans break the press, and Matilda Eck, being hounded by Veronica Burton, pulls off. Nia Clouden back in the game with 4 fouls. Hageman has it. It's it over to Eck. Shot clock at 5. Eck on the drive, and she traveled.
Yeah, she knew it right away, too. That pivot foot just slid a little bit behind her, a little bit off balance, stepped too far with that first foot.
Alicia Smith checks in for Iceline Alexander. Veronica Burton with the basketball. It's Burton, Shaw, Mott, Daly, and Hartman in the game for Northwestern. Daly on the drive. Tough shot, doesn't fall. Rebound to Paige Mott. And Matilda Eck picks up a foul. That's her 3rd. And that's the 3rd on Michigan State in this quarter, so Northwestern still not in the bonus. The Wildcats will inbound from under their own basket. Hartman to trigger. And her pass is intercepted by Tamara Farquhar. Farquhar, one-on-one fast break. Jump stop and a finish. Spartans by 10.
That's a huge steal and bucket for Farquhar.
Farquhar hits the deck, but able to pop back up. Daly off the screen. Goes up with a tough shot and is fouled by Farquhar. They had a size advantage inside with Paige Mott being guarded by Hageman, but instead, Daly draws the foul and will head to the free throw line for 2. 1 of 2 from the line so far tonight. First free throw rattles out.
Northwestern 67% from the charity stripe today. Have to be better at the stripe. They're free points. There's a reason the word free is in the name.
Daly misses them both, and that's as good as a turnover for Northwestern. Nia Clouden. The swing around. Hageman with 15 on the shot clock. Spartans taking their time. Eck all alone, corner three, another one. Matilda Eck puts the icing on the cake. At this point, Spartans up 13 and Eck with 15.
That three-pointer has a sharp tip at the end of it. It's the start of a dagger. 13 points and a turnover for Northwestern. Michigan State rolling here in the fourth quarter.
And this crowd starting to get into it even more here at the Breslin Center. Kaylee Walsh checking in as we get a look at the upcoming schedule for Michigan State. And boy, it does not get any easier. Going to number 6 Indiana on Wednesday. Back here for Minnesota, at Penn State, at Rutgers. And then they host Maryland team that's always in the top 10. But Veronica Burton comes up with a steal for the Wildcats. Pulls a deep three and an air ball out of bounds to Michigan State. Veronica Burton just has not been able to get it going on the offensive end so far today. 3 of 9 shooting from the field, just 9 points.
Yeah, not her day today. Also 0 for 3 from behind the arc. She's playing with 4 fouls right now. Does have 8 rebounds and 5 assists, and that's a big reason why Northwestern kept this game close for as long as they did. But she needs to be a higher volume scorer for this team if they want to keep winning games.
Nia Clouden breaks the press, gets it to Hageman, who lost it, but able to keep it from going over that half-court line. And the Spartans just letting that clock tick on down. Shot clock down to 10. Clouden, cross court. Eck, couple extra passes. Clouden with 5 on the clock. Steps over for a 3. Doesn't get it to fall. And Jillian Brown pushing. No numbers for Northwestern. Brown with a hesitation move. Finds Walsh. Thought about a 3, but Farquhar's right there. And Eck gets in the passing lane and comes up with a steal. And has the wherewithal to slow things down for Michigan State. This possession should take it under 2 minutes for the Spartans. The bench getting the Breslin Center crowd to their feet. Feeding inside, Alicia Smith. Turnaround off the glass and it's in. 15-point lead for Michigan State, biggest lead of the afternoon.
The kiss on the window for Smith almost could have been an and one too.
Burton thought about a 3. Gives over to Brown. Gets it inside to Walsh. Eck comes over. Knocks it away. And a steal for Matilda Eck. What hasn't she done in this game?
How about the Swede, the freshman, the blonde, Matilda Eck? What a game. Have a day.
4 steals, 5 charges taken, 15 points on 5 threes, as well as 4 assists for the freshman. Putting on a show with her mom in attendance. As Daly called for the reach-in on Dee Hageman.
Mind you, Eck is doing all this in the past couple minutes as we see her mom there with 3 fouls, and she's still playing aggressive. She's not scared, not shying away from the moment, and perhaps not a better game, at least a home game, for her mom to show up to. This has been a fantastic all-around game. Obviously, she had 27 points, a career high in that game against Ohio State in the last game for Michigan State, but she hasn't played better at home in front of the Breslin crowd all season, and she's done it in every facet of the game.
And Michigan State trying to put the closing touches on what would be a very big bounce-back win for the Spartans and snapping that 2-game losing streak, giving them a little bit of momentum going into Bloomington on Wednesday night.
Not just a 2-game losing streak, but 2 games that they kind of thought they should have been in more. Ohio State was obviously just a 5-point game. They were really close in that one. But this is a Michigan State team who currently sits at 2-3 in the Big Ten. They feel like they should have 3, 4, maybe even 5 wins in the conference right now. And this could be the win that propels them to getting back on that right track, getting above 500 in the conference and moving up the ladder into the upper echelon of the Marylands, the Indianas, the Northwesterns of the Big Ten.
Clock under 1 minute left in this one. Nia Clouden with the basketball, shot clock at 7. Little dish off, Farquhar, 1 dribble, can't finish inside, fights for the board, it's loose, and a tie-up, possession to Michigan State.
Michigan State coming all the way down to the wire with the aggression, never giving up, never slowing down, not losing focus. They've taken and absorbed every single punch that Northwestern has given, and that's why they got the lead. And
for Northwestern, a look at their upcoming schedule, a game at home against Penn State before they head out to play Maryland, and some other tough games coming up, including Iowa and Indiana. Matilda Eck just puts the icing on the cake once again. Just the finishing touches on what has been a phenomenal game for the freshman. She's got 18. Jillian Brown tries to answer and can't. Eck grabs the board. It's loose, and Parks now comes up with it after Kayla Rainey knocked it away. Half a second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Dominant second half for Michigan State as Dee Hageman will dribble this one out.
What a game for Matilda Eck. That 3, the icing on the cake, the cherry on top, the dot above the I or the cross for the T. Just a fantastic way for her to finish. So much fun watching a young player, a freshman. We talked about her and Hageman